You've just made a centerpiece cake, but what do you do with all the scraps? These are the cake scraps that I had left over from my pop art style cartoony cake. I could have just eaten them, but where's the fun in that? First I just scrape all the cake scraps into the bowl of my stand mixer and then add some of my leftover icing. I didn't want to add it all at once so that I could control the consistency. There aren't really any exact measurements here as it depends a lot on the cake itself, but this is a super easy way to turn waste into something more interesting. By the way, if you haven't seen my comic style cake video yet, I'll put a link here so please check it out. I take the cake scraps and use the stand mixer until eventually it turns into a sort of dough consistency. If yours looks too dry, try adding more leftover icing or a little milk if you've run out of icing. Once it gets to this sort of consistency, it will be easy to shape into cake pops. You don't need the sticks, but they do make them less messy to eat. You could even use moulds to create shape designs, especially if you want the pop to match the original cake theme. Just put the pops into the freezer to make demoulding easier. Then take a handful of the cake dough and squeeze it into a ball. If using them, you can pop the sticks in, and how much you use depends on how large you want the cake pops to be. Mine are pretty big and definitely a bit more than bite-sized. Continue until you've used up all of your cake pop batter. You can then dip them in melted chocolate, add sprinkles or other designs. I'm leaving mine here as I just wanted to use up my cake scraps. Thank you for watching, I hope you found this useful. If so, please consider liking and subscribing, and also feel free to share your creations, hints and tips in the comments below. If you are wondering what happened to the spare chocolate cake, I decided that the other one actually looked like it was going quite well, so I used this as sort of piping practice. So yeah, not going to waste, and any leftover icing that I haven't used on this will be used in the cake pops too.